Hey, so welcome to the Hamster Therapy channel. My name is Esther. I am your host at the Hamster Therapy, and this first introduction video on my platform and on my channel is really to describe how, as a marriage and family therapist, I've seen a lot of different patterns with couples, and I wanted to discuss it to kind of share the knowledge, for lack of a better way of saying it. I would also like to discuss about my upcoming course and my little podcast I'm going to start sharing about getting off the hamster wheel. Now, as a woman who was married and divorced, and a woman who understands what it's like to date and been there, done that, and having a healthy relationship and what needs to happen for that, there's three cardinal rules that I really tell people to kind of be mindful of when you're dating. The first one is when you're dating, set up your foundation. Are you dating for sex? Are you dating for casual? You're bored? Are you dating because you just got a relationship, you want to rebound? Those are some very important things to watch out for when you're dating, because people may unintentionally, um, you know, be available for the wrong reasons. Now, if you're dating for marriage purposes, or if you're dating because you want a lifelong partner, a lot of that has to do with how you date and what you're doing. You have to put your best version of yourself out there, but at some point, you have to be vulnerable and share some things. And also look for certain patterns and behaviors. So number one, date for marriage purposes. And that really means that we're dating for success. So that means you're going to show up, you're going to be playing the part, looking amazing, smelling good, and also be transparent and be in your energy of this is what I want, this is what I need. You don't have to be aggressive. You don't have to be super, I want to say, pushy about it, but you just have to share your boundaries. And when you're dating, notice these things. If you're a woman and someone opens the door, are you telling me, thank you? That feels really nice of you to do that. Or are you a woman that just expects the door to be opened? Are you a woman that allows space for the man to come up to you and open the door for you? Are you a feminist woman that says, no, I can open up my own door? But you're also killing the vibe of the date of a man trying to do something nice for you. Are you a man that's clueless and doesn't open the door because he thinks a woman can have the right to do whatever she needs to? Both ways are different to approach it. I come from a very traditional background, so my values, of course, are very traditional, but there's so many different ways to interpret and to date. It's really up to you. But just for the traditional people out there, just for the people that actually are in their masculine and in their feminine energies and want the right things, I'm going to say this, you have to give the opportunity time. So that means not being pushy. That means when you're dating, be available, be transparent, have an open dialogue, be in your feelings and share what your intentions are. Don't lead people on, you know. Number two, you have principles when you date. You're looking at it like, okay, I'm going to date a couple months with one or two different people, see who's the better match. And while you're in that dating process, are you exploring their personality? Are you exploring their non-negotiables? Because people can have chemistry. Don't misinterpret me. You can have chemistry with anybody, but what you're lacking is compatibility. Not everyone can be compatible with you. If you're a Jewish person and you want to date another Jewish person, how are you dating? Are you dating where there's an area that are Jewish participants? If you're a Christian person and you want another Christian person, are you going to church? Are you going to church functions? Are you dating on Christian sites? What are you doing? And how are you vocalizing your needs? If you're not religious at all and you don't care about religion and that's not for you, then are you telling that person when you're first meeting them what your needs are? I literally had a client that told me that he was dating a person and this person was Christian, very, very strong faith-based, and she wanted a devout Christian partner and he was not. So that was a red flag for him because he did not have the same values. And when he tried to openly have a dialogue about those values, they were ignored. So that being said, what are your values? Do you want children? Very important to look for that when you're dating and having these little dates. After 2 months, you should have these questions answered. Do you want the same amount of children? Do you even want children? Are you from the same religious backgrounds? If not, how are you going to combine your different backgrounds? Do you want the same things in life? Or do you have minimalistic viewpoints? Are you a feminist person, or are you traditional and want traditional values? Every pair of feet has a pair of shoes, right? And not every pair of shoes fits the right person appropriately. I think that's the analogy here. And number three, red flags. Now this has to do with individuals who have personality disorders, who have severe chronic mental health illnesses that are not being checked and provided by therapists and a psychiatrist. These are with people that hurt. So when you're dating a person, red flags to look out for are these discrepancies: rudeness, either to the waitress, to the waiter, rudeness to the mother or the brother or sister of the family, or to the father. Rudeness to you is the person starting to show that they're very rude, that they don't care about your feelings when you express your feelings. When you cry or you share vulnerable experiences with them, they just ignore you and they just want to focus on themselves. That's a narcissist or a psychopath or a sociopath. You want to stay away from that. Left unchecked, it just gets worse and worse. What kills me the most is people that come up to me that tell me, I was just out of a very bad relationship. It was very toxic. What about it was very toxic? Well, maybe I didn't see these red flags, but I feel like he's a narcissist. What about this person's making you feel like they're a narcissist? They were rude to me after the first month or so. They just started to become demanding. They didn't want me to talk to people. They were isolating me. They were very jealous. They were quick to get angry. They caused me a lot of anxiety. I actually had one client that told me that she was very happy with her guy, but he gave her anxiety and panic attacks. Oh, so happy. But I have panic and anxiety attacks. He needs to stop this behavior. No, you need to check the situation because it's possibly unhealthy for you and you need to vacate that situation and terminate that relationship. But I am not that person. And it's not to me to tell that person you need to leave a very emotionally abusive situation. Sometimes when you're in therapy, it takes a while for you to acknowledge that the behavior starts with you. So when we're looking for these red flags, are they respectful to your family members if you introduce them to them? Friends, does your animal like them? Do you not like animals? Do you not want animals together? Are you allergic to animals and in denial? All these things do add up. So if someone's coming to you and they have an asthmatic tendency and you have a dog, those two don't match. Are you willing to give up your dog for that person? No? Okay, that person's not for you. So I wanted to share these things because I have constantly experienced couples that have these little nuances, especially with families and the triangulation with families. For example, if they have an issue from the beginning and one of them complains a lot to the family about that partner, well, guess what? Now there's a bias. Now that family doesn't like your partner because you blabbered to them about all the faults. So in Jewish culture, we call this do no lashon hara. Don't speak badly. So sometimes you have to kind of look and see like what is for you and then share with your family when you find the right person. Sometimes it's better to not say anything until you for sure know the details, the information. After 2-3 months, you kind of be like, okay, I like this person. It's going in the right direction. Have a check-in. Talk about your needs and wants and desires in the beginning and have that transparency. And if you see those red flags, bow out carefully, slowly, and thankfully, and tell them you're amazing. You're just not for me. You don't need to go into detail. And it's how they respond to that rejection that will tell you everything. If they understand and they're mature and they realize, okay, maybe we're just not a match, we don't vibe, we don't click, whatever it is, great. The red flags could also include, besides personality, it could be drug abuse, alcohol abuse, shopping addictions. It could be smoking, they have a smoking addiction, you don't like smoking, or they have a sex addiction, a porn addiction, drinking addiction. So any of these things, when you see them early on, tell yourself these questions. Is this for me? Can I tolerate this? Is this something we could work through, or should I just walk away because it's too much trouble? That person needs the mental health therapy. So as a relationship therapist and I'm becoming a relationship coach, I really do want to stress that this is so important. People waste years and years and years. I had a friend that had 10 years with a person since high school, and he kept stringing her along, stringing her along, stringing her along. And I feel like her self-love for herself really got her into such an amazing, healthy, beautiful relationship that she's in. And I feel like I had other friends in similar situations that spent years with their partners and the partner was wasting their time. There were people, for example, that wanted children and the partner just didn't want children, and he couldn't share that because he didn't know how to share that. He didn't want to lose that person. And so at some point you have to kind of ask yourself, how long am I going to dedicate this time to a person that may or may not show up for me the way I need them to in the long haul? And those are very important because when we're looking at getting into our 30s, mid 30s, late 30s, early 40s, mid 40s, it gets scary. And it gets scary for the reason that, oh my God, I lost a lot of time for people that didn't appreciate my time. I don't really think that that's time wasted. I think that that's inner growth and inner strength and inner challenges that needed to be met because of whatever dynamic you experienced when you were young. And sometimes it takes a while for us to see that, oh, this is the pattern. I saw it somewhere. It's not healthy. We need to change this. I urge you very strongly to get into therapy and to help yourself heal. If you are having trauma or panic attacks because you have a very abusive, emotionally and physically abusive relationship, heal yourself first. Take yourself away from dating. Give yourself the time to heal and process and get to know someone when you're vulnerable, when you're ready. And if someone gives you a reason to run for the hills, run for the hills. And I look forward to starting the courses that I'm going to start sharing with you. My book is called Getting Off the Hamster Wheel, The Successful Way to Date for Marriage. And I hope to be hearing from you. Ask away, send me your questions, send me your feedback. This is going to be something I'm going to weekly share. It's going to be in my podcast, it's going to be on my YouTube channel, definitely on my Instagram Reels. I will go live. If I see something that a couple is experiencing, I'm going to share it and point it out so other people can learn and heal. I'm also available as, a marriage therapist, as a dating coach. Please feel free to reach out to me. And share those thoughts and questions that you have. Have an amazing day and do something kind for yourself, whether it's watching a funny video, a funny comedian, taking a nice warm bath, going out to the beach, tanning under the sun, whatever makes you happy, do it. Life is too short. You have to laugh, you have to enjoy, and you have to share it with the right people. Don't give your happiness away to people that don't appreciate it. Wishing you the best.